Welcome back. We're gearing up for a little chilly tailgate this Saturday morning. But what better way to warm you up than with some hot, warm cocktails?
We have Dusty Mitzel in with us today. Everybody's happier when you're in the house.
Wow.
Happy Harry's is here with a couple of recipes that you can try out this fall. And already we've been getting advice from you on, it's kind of the season. I know now I can talk. Earlier I was like stumbling through the hot toddies. I just was so excited. But what are we going to make today?
Well, you know, with the weather reversing a little bit last week, I was like, oh my goodness, you know, this isn't the typical nice fall. It's cold season. So we have a couple of fun, easy drinks that will make you an all-star at your tailgate or on your patio on a nice, you know, maybe Thursday night when it gets to 64, hopefully. Anyhow, a couple of simple drinks here. Now with hot chocolate, you can add peppermint schnapps, you can add butterscotch schnapps, you can do whatever you want, keep it kind of simple. It's fun when you kind of stagger some of the flavors and layer them and make them a little more fun. So we're gonna do this spiced rum hot chocolate. So Mr. Chris, if you want to get the measuring thing, I'm going to pour 1.5 ounces of Captain Morgan spiced rum into each cup.
You might already have a little spiced rum in your liquor cabinet, actually.
You know what? This is a fun way for you to go through your cabinet and say, you know what, I haven't used that bottle for a while. How can I repurpose it?
Remember that?
All right. Now this is one of my favorite ingredients here. This is butterscotch schnapps. And it just, you can just smell, like it just takes me back to pudding. I tell my kids we used to make pudding, you know, when you cooked it and you have the skin on top.
Yes.
And some people hated it and I loved it. Now this is a little element that's going to jazz it up a bit. This is orange bitters, so it's really a potent. We're just going to do a couple of dashes in here. And this is going to just give it a little pop.
What exactly is that?
It's just, if you want to smell it, it's just a really concentrated amount or concentrated flavor of orange.
I like it.
Wow.
Is that alcohol?
It is. It is. All right, so now we're going to take some hot chocolate. We got to leave room for some fun stuff here. And you can do a milk chocolate, you can do a hot chocolate, you can do whatever you want. Let's put this over here, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, now the fun part. Every drink looks cool with Ready Whip. So we're going to do that. Do that.
Oh,
and then
festive.
Now this is honestly, this is the best get out of jail free card if you need to garnish something. You take a Hershey bar and a carrot peeler and you just make your own fancy sprinkles.
That is fantastic.
I didn't know you were also a fancy chef.
I know.
Well, my wife teaches me some cool little tricks sometimes. And then you can just take a couple of cinnamon sticks or candy canes if you want to. And now you have some super cool hot chocolate.
And this is just perfect because, you know, actually some people do have Halloween parties. So that's coming up here and Thanksgiving's just around the corner. This would be perfect for when you have people over as well.
Well, you know, if you're in a tight neighborhood where lots of the kids are all in there, you can just hand these out because everybody just walk in. Or we have these new cool, Fireball came out with these buckets, and it's like a plastic ice cream bucket with 20 miniatures in there. So if you want to, you know, hey Bob, you know, how's it going? Here's your.
That's my treat.
And they're like under $20, so it's kind of cool. But the next drink is a hot cider drink, and people kind of ask, you know, what's a hot toddy glass? Or this is what a hot toddy or Irish coffee glass is. Obviously, this is just a coffee mug. You can use whatever vessel you want, but I thought I'd just bring one of each just to differentiate a little bit. So this next one is going to be a hot apple toddy. And anytime you add cider, adding bourbon to it really brings out, like if you think of really good apple pies down in Kentucky, a lot of times the caramel sauce will have bourbon in it, and it really is good. So what we're going to do is take a little honey, and we're going to just coat the bottom of the glass.
Once again, you get presentation points here.
Thank you. All right, now let's pour about 1.5 ounces of bourbon. I love Buffalo Trace. I think it's one of the best bourbons for the price.
How much is a bottle like that right there?
$24.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, through this whole bourbon craze, I'm going to just put a little bit more. They have not taken their price up, and they are producing one of the best products in the world. All right, we're going to put a couple of cloves in there. We're going to stir it up. Lisa, if you want to grab that apple cider there. I warmed it up earlier.
Oh,
Yep.
go ahead.
Oh, you can. I'm kind of hogging it here.
I can smell that. That smells
Yep,
good.
and that cider just pops with that bourbon and the cloves. And then you can just simply take a couple of lemons,
Wow.
Oh, that looks
a couple
good.
of cinnamon sticks,
Yeah.
and you have an awesome
Well played.
October, November sipper, I guess.
I love it.
And you can smell like the lemon and the cloves and the cinnamon and the bourbon and the honey. All those flavors just marry together and make this really, really fun, fantastic drink. So it's all about layering the flavors and getting some pop. So
Now I understand what you're talking about. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much. Warm and fuzzy cocktails. That's what we called it today. And if you want these recipes, we're going to be putting them up on our North Dakota Today Facebook page here a little bit later. Thanks,
perfect.
Dusty.
Thank you, guys.
You can get all of this at Happy Harry's, right?
Yes, please do.
Come ask some questions when you stop in, too. We'll be right back.